Shopping online, it used to feel simple, almost effortless. But now, more often than not, it feels less like browsing and more like, I don't know, a really hard, unpaid job.
It's the overwhelm, right? You want to buy something simple, maybe a new vacuum cleaner, and suddenly you've
Yeah.
got 20 tabs open in your browser.
Hmm.
You're trying to compare Amazon reviews with some YouTube durability test, and then you're down a rabbit hole on Reddit about the exact decibel level of the motor.
And that density of information, it just brings on this weird fatigue. The dizziness is real, and it usually ends with the worst possible outcome. You just turn off the computer, you buy nothing.
Oh, I have absolutely been there. I think I spent 3 hours last week researching ergonomic mouse pads. I ended up buying a cheap, flat one out of sheer spite.
Uh,
That feeling, that paralysis is what we're trying to avoid. And the good news is that's now possible. There's a new feature inside ChatGPT that acts like a personal assistant who does all that heavy lifting for you.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at the source material on this new shopping research feature in ChatGPT. Our mission is to walk you through exactly how to use it, why it works, and maybe most importantly, where it still falls a little short.
Yeah, we've got a really clear roadmap. We'll start with how this is fundamentally different from what we all think of as just Googling. Then, the 3 simple steps to actually use it, including the kinds of prompts that get you the best results. And, we have to talk about the bad things, the limitations that the marketing materials don't really mention.
Okay, let's unpack that core idea first. What is shopping research, and how is it really fundamentally different from the search we've been using for, 20 years?
The difference is all about labor. That's the best analogy. Think of a normal Google search. That's like walking into an enormous library. You ask the librarian, where are the books about running shoes?
And the librarian just points to a massive shelf and says, over there, good luck. He tells us to pull out every single book, read the index, and piece it all together yourself.
Exactly. That's traditional search. Shopping research, on the other hand, is like you hired a personal assistant. You give them these incredibly specific needs. You don't just say running shoes.
You say, I want running shoes, my feet hurt when I run downhill, and my budget is strictly under $100.
Yes. And that assistant takes all those constraints, runs into the library, reads everything, and comes back with just the top 3 options, all summarized for you. That filtering, that is the game changer.
Because it's trained specifically for this.
Precisely. This AI is trained to understand products, prices, and features. It's designed for commerce, not just for, general facts. So you don't have to filter out the bad information yourself.
And the interface itself is pretty surprising, isn't it? It's not just a boring wall of text.
No, not at all. The screen actually changes. It shifts to show what they call product cards. They have these nice pictures, the price, and even little buttons like more like this or not interested. It feels like a smart shopping app.
Let's push on that a bit, though. Product cards sound nice, but what's really behind them? Is this just a prettier way of showing us sponsored links? Or is the sourcing actually different?
That's a vital question. Trust is everything. OpenAI's claim is that the results are organic. That means brands can't pay to get to the top. The results are based on the AI synthesizing reviews, specs, and your query. It's not just pulling from blogs.
So it's filtering better because it has access to a specialized pool of commercial data.
Exactly. It understands product trade-offs, and that helps it guide you beyond just a list of links.
Okay, that helps. So let's get into the application. Walk us through it. What's the 3-step process for actually using this thing?
It's a very clean process. So step 1 is the trigger. There's no secret button. You just open up ChatGPT and you start chatting like you want to buy something.
So you just type, help me find a new laptop for college. That's it.
That's all it takes. The AI sees that shopping intent and it just switches modes. Sometimes a little button will pop up that says use shopping research and you just click it.
Then step 2, the interview. You said this is the part you can't rush.
This is the most critical part. It doesn't just spit out results. It pauses and it asks you clarifying questions.
Right. For the laptop, it would ask something like, is this for office work or gaming? Lightweight. What's your max budget?
Exactly. And it needs to know those constraints.
And our advice here is really important. Answer those questions carefully. The quality of your results is directly tied to the detail you give in this step. If you rush it, you're just going to get generic junk.
Then you get to step 3, the buyer's guide. The AI goes into a researching mode, and then the output is super structured. You get a clear top pick, a budget pick, and really specific pros and cons for each.
Like, this model has a 10-hour battery, but reviews say the screen is a bit dark. That one detail, That could save you hours of reading through forums.
It saves brain energy. That's the real value here.
So why is that second step, the interview, so critical to getting useful results?
Because the AI needs detailed constraints to narrow its focus and understand your real needs.
Let's clarify the nuance here. Inside ChatGPT, you've got this new shopping research, but you also have the normal web search. How do you know which one to use?
Use the normal search, the little globe icon for quick facts. How much is the iPhone 16? When's the next big sale? You'll get fast, factual answers.
And shopping research is the decision maker. You use that when you need to compare things or analyze trade-offs.
Exactly. Something like, should I buy the iPhone 15 or wait for the 16 if I mainly take photos at night? It helps you evaluate the alternatives.
And this all works because shopping research is what's called an agent.
Right. An AI agent is just a software robot trained to do a specific complex task. In this case, that task is shopping research. It has a specialized brain, probably based on something like GPT-5 Mini, that understands buyer trade-offs.
It knows that if you want something super light, you're probably giving up some battery life.
Yes, exactly. A generic AI can sometimes miss that nuance. It's something we call prompt drift.
Define prompt drift for us.
Prompt drift is when, you start a conversation about one thing, like a camera, and a few messages later, the AI is talking about travel destinations because it got stuck on one word. It's basically forgetting the original point of the conversation.
Losing focus.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when using generic AI, so having an agent that's trained specifically on these trade-offs is a huge relief. It stays on topic.
Which brings us to what might be the most valuable lesson for you listening.
Huh.
Specificity is power. You have to tell the AI a story about your life, not just throw keywords at it.
Yeah, let's run through a few examples. The hardest thing to shop for is a gift. A bad prompt is just, find a gift for my dad. You know what you're going to get. A tie or a coffee mug.
But the powerful prompt tells a story. It connects things that seem unrelated. Like, try this. I need a birthday gift for my dad. He's 60, just retired and started gardening, but he complains his back hurts when he bends down. He also loves old rock music. My budget is under $100.
You've given it everything: context, physical limits, hobbies, a price. And the result is so smart because the AI makes these logical leaps. It connects back pain and gardening and suggests a garden kneeler seat.
Or it links gardening and music and suggests a waterproof Bluetooth speaker for the garden.
Yes.
Wait, that's incredible. That ability to connect human constraints is the real shortcut. That saves so much stress.
It is. And it works for tech stuff, too.
Yeah.
Say you need a professional monitor, you can be super specific. sRGB needs to be almost 100% for color accuracy. It has to charge my MacBook Pro over USB-C. Max 27 inches, $400 budget.
So it filters out all the gaming monitors and looks for professional models, and it'll even compare the charging wattage of the USB-C port.
And one more, fashion. I need a dress for a beach wedding. It has to be breathable, like linen or cotton, elegant, kind of like the $300 brand X, but my budget is under $100.
And instead of just showing you expensive stuff, it figures out the aesthetic and then finds cheaper brands with the right fabric.
What the success of these prompts really teaches us is that the system is great at linking multiple, unrelated human needs into one solution.
Okay, we've talked about the power of this. Now we have to shift to the critical analysis.
Right.
We aren't selling this, we're analyzing it. So let's be honest about the pros and the cons. First, the good things.
The first, and maybe the biggest, is just saving your brain energy. Seriously. You read one summary instead of 10 conflicting articles, the stress reduction is immediate.
The second thing is contextual memory. This is really powerful. If you told ChatGPT yesterday that you adopted a dog,
Right.
and then today you ask it for a sofa, it'll suggest scratch-resistant fabric without you even asking.
Google can't do that. That's a permanent layer of understanding about you.
Whoa. Imagine when that scales. When it retains context across 1 billion users. That level of personalization, based on actual history, not just tracking cookies, that's a total game changer.
And the third pro is spotting fake or junk products. Because it's synthesizing reviews from all over, including places like Reddit, it can warn you. It might say, users report this specific model breaks after 1 month.
Okay, now for the limitations.
Yeah.
The bad things.
Yeah.
This is what you really need to know before you start relying on it.
Price errors. This seems to be the biggest problem. The AI says a camera is $500, you click the link, and it's actually $550 on the website.
Why does that happen with such an advanced system?
Well, it's probably a mix of things. Prices on Amazon and other sites change hourly, sometimes by the minute. Constantly checking millions of prices in real time is a massive, expensive computation. So the data it's using might be a few minutes or even a few hours old.
So the lesson is always, always check the final price on the seller's site.
Absolutely. And then there's the dreaded sold out. You get the perfect recommendation, you click, and it's gone. Real-time stock checking is another clear limitation right now.
And it struggles with rare items, right? It's great for iPhones, but not for, say.
Spare parts for a 1980s sewing machine. Yeah, it'll struggle with that because that specialized data just isn't in its training set.
Okay, we have to address the anxiety, the safety and trust questions. Is this just a fancy ad system?
It's a fair question, but as we said, OpenAI claims the results are organic. Brands can't pay to be the top pick. The ranking is based purely on reviews and how well a product matches your prompt.
And will it steal my credit card info?
Absolutely not. Let's be crystal clear on this. It's a language model. It just generates words and links. It never sees a payment portal or stores your card number. All transactions happen on the actual store's website. ChatGPT never touches your money.
Okay, last one. Tracking. Does it track me?
Yes, but transparently, through its memory feature, it might give you proactive suggestions, like recommending coffee beans a week after you bought a coffee machine. If that feels creepy, you can just go into your settings and turn the memory feature off. It's fully in your control.
So let's bring it all together. Our conclusion, based on the material, should people actually try this?
Yes. 100% yes. Try it. It's not perfect, especially with the price and stock issues. But it fundamentally changes how we approach finding things online.
It turns shopping from that tiring, frustrating hunt into a focused conversation with a helpful guide. It seems most useful for people who are really busy, or maybe non-tech savvy people who need a complex gadget, or, honestly, anyone who struggles to buy a thoughtful gift.
It's a filter for the noise. You still make the final call, but the noise is turned way down.
So don't just listen to this. Put it to work. Open ChatGPT and use this template right now. Just fill in the blanks. I want to buy item name for a size or application. The most important features for me are feature 1 and feature 2, and my hard budget is around. Please find the 3 best options and compare them for me.
And that really raises our final provocative thought for you to consider. What does it mean when our consumption is entirely mediated by these super personalized, constantly learning AI agents? What do we lose in terms of serendipity or maybe even just accidental discovery when that whole tiring hunt is completely outsourced?
Something to think about as you click that researching button. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.